and I'll show you everything you need to know.
Welcome to Claytime in Basement Podcast Show, a show like no other. Wild over-the-top opinions from an angry, cigar-smoking, living in the basement of a house he pays on, road comic father who is technically married and understandably frustrated. Here he is, Clay Miles.
All right. First podcast back at home, back from Afghanistan. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. What has gone on? What hasn't gone on? I mean, man, it's been over a year since we've done a podcast, and now the show is called Claytime in the Basement. Amazing. I'm back. I'm smoking in the house. Yes, it is just a freaking, what do you call these things? Fake cigar, but I am smoking. That's all I'm saying. I am a man. I've got a big screen TV down here that I look at every day to battle with my kids every day about my man cave. This is my man cave. Okay, during the day, it's not mine. It's actually given to the kids to do their thing, only because I'm not here to put my foot down. As you can see, I can say whatever the fuck I want because nobody's here. But it's mine. It's mine. It's man cave. Caveman, Clay, cave, smoking. Yes, that's what's going on. That's what's happening. Big screen TV. You heard it here first. So that's what I do here. That's what this show is all about being a man, about getting shit off your chest, not being politically correct. I got my dogs outside. They want to come in, but it's time for Clay time, and it's time for you and me to get some shit off of my chest. What has happened lately with me? Got my daughter. She's actually in college. Very cool. Thank you, all the people who supported, me to get her there. That's why I went to Afghanistan, baby. So she's there. Very cool. She has a boyfriend. Nerd. Literally, this nerd. I love, and the thing about it is, I think it's awesome. Awesome. I mean, I know people are like, oh, come on, Clay. Don't you want her to? No, I want somebody that I can kick his ass. And I look at him and I'm like, bam, ass whoop. Just in case, you know what I'm saying? If it goes down, I don't know. So, hey, that's a good thing. Ass whooped. But he seems like a good kid. So anyway, and as a guy, that's the first thing, is on our mind is what's going on, right? And it's going to happen. And every guy listening to this knows what I'm talking about. It's going to happen. I don't know. All you can do is sit back and just, I can't even talk about it. It's my baby girl. Whew. But it is. Life is life. She's got to make her own decisions. She's got to grow up. You got to back away sometimes, and it's hard. It's very hard. Why would I use the word hard? Just why would I? Okay, take another puff of the cigar, the fake cigar. Okay. So that's what's going on with me. Actually, I just did a gig, and I'm going to mess the name up of this place. I think it's called Renovo, R-E-N-O-V-O, in Renovo, Pennsylvania. Actually, a very beautiful place. It was very quaint, very cool. And it was one of these places that books, comics that come down like once a year, and everybody in the area comes out to see comedy, and it was awesome. It was, it was great. They weren't able to pack it because who the fuck am I, is all I'm saying. But we had a little small crowd, and it was awesome. We had these messed up lights that I had to bring. They couldn't even see me. It was dark. It was dingy. They had these little tables, and it was perfect for comedy. And we had a great time. Had Justin, P. Drew was our opener. And Mike Black. I'm actually going to be talking with Mike Black a little later. Talk about what actually happened there at the gig. We went out afterwards. They brought us out to their local watering hole. It was outstanding. Had a lot of fun. These guys they gave us extra money. Listen to this. Gave us extra money to go ahead and to do more comedy. So Mike gets up there and he just goes up there and he kills. It's just grabbing a mic and they had the music on and as a comic you never want to do that, but we did, and we went ahead and I'll let Mike talk a little bit more about what went on there. But we had a great time. Got drunk as shit. Honestly, I don't know how the fuck we got back, but we did. But we had the worst hangover in my life, literally. Got up 7 in the morning, drove back here. I don't know how I got up at 7, but I was able to do it. Got up, drove back here, got here, outran being sick. The hangover. Outran the hangover. 4 hours away. I didn't know the hangover was 5 hours away. I drove back 4 hours, got back, I was fine. Sat down here in the basement, the man cave, turned on the TV, was ready to watch TV, and the hangover hit me. Pow! Just what the fuck? Yeah. So that wasn't fun. Laying on my floor. This is how they found me, on the floor, because I had to crawl over and do some things in the bathroom. Praying to that porcelain God. So I made it. I'm here. I got a couple things I want to talk about that I actually seen in the news that I wanted to go over with you guys. Like, you know how I do it in the basement. I get to yell at the world. I get to ask questions. I get to say what you want to say and not be politically correct. And honestly, if you get offended on what you hear, I'm sorry. Also, just so you guys know, we're going to do it like we did before because you guys love this so much. But you can send in questions to me. Maybe you want to talk to somebody, without anybody knowing about your life. Maybe what's going on with your relationships. I don't care. We will talk about it. This is your show. You tell me where you want to go with it. Last time we did this, Tales from the Basement, we actually... it went in the direction, and that happened because of you guys, of questions about your life. And you had questions that you wanted somebody because you knew I was a good guy and I was actually right about the world, giving great advice. At least it was entertaining advice about your relationships. Well, right now I'm going to read some news story that I've actually read that actually, got me a little hot. But I wanted to talk about it. Okay. Actually, this is, let's see. Today, fans found out that the main character in the upcoming Star Wars film, set to be released in December, will be played by I'm going to mess this name up, Boyega, whatever, a black British actor. When the trailer was initially released in December 2014, the young man, I can't say his name, was quickly dismissed as a stormtrooper. Okay. Despite the role, fans assumed that Boyega, whatever his name is, could play in the upcoming film. Die-hard fans, especially those who appeared to have racist views, expressed their disappointment with Boyega as a main character in Star Wars. Okay. People are mad that there's a black character in Star Wars, one of the main guys. Okay. All right. So they were okay with him being a stormtrooper. That's what I'm getting. They were okay with that. Really, people? Really? I know people are going to say 2014 or 2015, about to be 2016, and we're still... This is the reality, baby. This doesn't surprise me. Star Wars is America. Do you understand that? And people don't want to give that away. They don't want to give that away anymore. I'm sorry to start off this with a racial issue, but it's not real. Okay, it's not real, and people are upset about it. It shouldn't be America. Star Wars shouldn't be America. Let's be honest. We'll let that phone ring. What the fuck? Phone ringing? Fucking, this is the Star Wars people. Hey, this is bullshit. They're calling right now. Let's continue with this because this isn't even the main part I want to get to. Bobby Joe Garrison. Okay. His name is Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe! This is his name. Bobby Joe Garrison. I don't care about saying his name. It's in the paper. I can say his name. It's in the paper. Sue me for what? Bobby Joe Garrison, 53 of Charlotte. Sorry, Charlotte. What's going on down there? Was known by friends and family as a hardcore Star Wars fanatic. His wife, Sarah Garrison, also a Star Wars fan, as both attended a Comic-Con every year dressed as stormtroopers. These are winners. Wow. Okay. Dresses. I'm not going to hit on that too much. Whatever. Because I got friends who go to Comic-Con and hey, that's you. That's what you do. Okay. But still. Okay. It's fantasy. Okay. I love pussy. I do. I don't dress as pussy. I'm sorry. I don't do it. But I love pussy. So I'm dressing as this is right here is the. No, I don't do that. But because I understand that it is what it is, and that you use it for what it's for, and then that's it. Okay, that's it. All right. Well, what happened to this beautiful couple? Okay. After they found out that this black young man was going to be in Star Wars and that he was going to be a main character, her husband killed himself. Wow. And left a note stating, "We need to make America white again." Okay, let me explain to you how dumb this is. You're a white man. You kill yourself. That's one less white guy. You are your worst enemy. How are you going to make America more white when you're taking one out? You dumb motherfucker. Seriously? You should have fucked your wife more and made more white people. Really? This is your way of getting your point across. Family, this is what's wrong with America, because we're told something that we don't like, and what do? We stomp our feet and act like 5 years old. This is bullshit, and somebody's got to listen to me, and I'm going to do something to make you listen. This is a temper tantrum. It's an adult temper. That's all it is. That's all this is. And he killed himself. And, everybody could, it's so easy to go good, one less, and blah, blah, blah. No, let's look at the actual problem. Grow the fuck up, people. I'm so sick of this fucking attitude around America that we're all special. I mean, no, you're fucking not. And just because you're mad about something doesn't mean the world's got to know about it. You are one fucked up person like the rest of us. We're all fucked up, and we're allowed to be fucked up, but it's America. But understand that you are fucked up. You're not special. And we got to stop telling our kids this. You're special, and you're gonna be somebody. No, you're not. You're gonna be the janitor at my job, okay? I'm close to being the janitor at my job. I'm a nobody. Okay? Stop. We need to bring it down, America. I love you, America. I love you. And what makes us special is the fact that we are not special. Do you understand that? We are not. That's why you're special. Embrace what makes you special. You're a nobody. Now, go ahead and put the helmet on and get out there and fucking go build something. Because most of us are nobodies, honestly. I mean, come on. So I'm not, like I said, forget about the racial issue of this whole thing. You know, we all know that he was, you know, whatever. But let's look, I want to look at something different and just look at the way he thinks he's more special than everything, you know, everyone in the world, and everyone needs to listen to him. That's all I'm going to take that, because that's just, honestly, that's just out of control. Here's something else I saw in the news that blew me away. This in Chicago area school district violated an anti-discrimination law by denying a transgender student full access to the girls' locker room. Federal authorities said the latest inquiry to side with students who feel discriminated against by school policies. Okay. Transgender. Okay, so this person decides that, okay, I'm a female now, and I should be able to, you know, go into the female locker room. Now, you know, I know people are going to say, I'm going to tell you what my argument is with this to this young person. And it's a practical argument. You want to be seen as a female. Okay, that's fine. You're a female in high school. Okay. The school wants to leave you in the male room, in the male locker room. Why are you fighting to go dress in front of people that you don't want to see naked anyway? Dog, the dicks are in the other room. What? It is a blessing to you in high school if you would have made me dress in front of the women. I'm getting a stiffy just talking about it right now. Are you kidding me? Clay, you have to go dress with the women. Well, oh my gosh. Cry, cry, cry. I will stop smiling. I am hurt, but I will do as you say, because you are the teachers, and don't worry about that hard on. That happens every time I feel sad. Really. Honestly, dude, shut the fuck up and let them. You like cock. Go to where the cock is. It's cockalicious there. There's a valley of cocks. You can just be running. Dude, cock-a-doodle-doo. What is your problem? Go to where the cock is, my son. Go to where the cock lives and breathes and is running free. It is a high school cock. It's all yours. I'm just saying. I don't understand people. I don't understand. Maybe it's not for me to understand. But either way, that's his issue, which is not really an issue. Let's continue this. I got one last thing I want to talk about. And then we're going to turn it over to an interview that I'm going to go ahead and do with Mike Black, one of the comics that performed and did an outstanding job this week for my company. I got to throw that out there. Comedy Blast. Okay, the next story is the Omaha police say a tiger bit apparently, okay, why do we use these words? Apparently intoxicated woman who broke into a Nebraska zoo to pet a big cat. Apparently, she was drunk, intoxicated, whatever. Why can't we just write, this bitch was fucked up? Really? Intoxicated? Apparently. Okay, because she made it this far trying to pet big-ass animals because that's what she, that's how she made it to be this age. No, apparently. No, it's not apparent. It's not apparent. That's what she was doing. She was fucked up. And I wish we could write that. Okay, at least if you're going to put apparently, put fucked up for me, just afterwards. Apparently she was fucked up. That's just for me. Because then I can laugh and go, yeah, okay. Apparently. Words. And like I said, there's so many ways, people go with this and, oh, good for her and good for, and I just want to say this is not a story of peril. This is not a sad thing. And the reason why I say it's not a sad thing is because it's actually a good thing. Because honestly, she just showed to the cat, who's probably never chewed on a human person, exactly how good pussy is. And honestly, this cat took a big chunk out of this lovely young lady. I look at her like she is the, Martin Luther King for the cat world, to show the cat that there is a mountain that they and they could one day they could achieve. If they believe, they could achieve. You know what I mean? And this cat has probably for years said, just one bite. It just sat around, just maybe one day somebody will bring their drunk ass over here and let me take a lick. And it happened. It happened for this cat. Why is this a bad story? This is a beautiful story. Come on. And if Nebraska didn't want this to happen, it wouldn't be so easy for a drunk bitch to jump over the fucking fence and get to this cat. So who's hurt here? Nebraska knew this could happen. Come on. And the girl, this wasn't Mission Impossible where she, came down on some elaborate. I guarantee you, it was as easy as she just jumped over the fucking fence. I guarantee you, whoever made this zoo said, if anyone jumps over this fence and wants to pet any of these freaking wild animals, fuck them. Please, that's what happened. Because I guarantee you, if I was making a zoo and they said, hey, what are we going to do about the people who, jump the zoo at night? You know what we're going to do? Because there's lawyers and shit, we're going to put a sign up there that says, don't fuck with the animals. Caution. They will fuck you up. Okay. Because I guarantee you that the people who have the zoo going, she didn't know? And if I tell you how fucked up the world is. If she sues and gets anything from a judge, somebody needs to throw the judge in there and let him get his ass eaten. Because this is now getting out of hand. And I don't think that she's going to sue. But if it ever comes down to that, they need to actually feed the judge, the lawyer. Both of them should be fed to that animal. Because the animal had nothing to do, did nothing wrong here. And if they sue, fuck them. I'm sorry. Oh, I felt good. I got it out. Oh, I felt really good. I just want to, oh, God. All right, I want to thank you guys for listening in. Actually got a really great guest for you today. This is my first guest on the actual podcast show in the basement. He's not actually down here with me. I wish he was, but he's not. He's actually at his house on the conference call. But please, everyone, if you could give a big round of applause and stand up in your offices, in your cars, stop your cars. Keep it going for Mike Reed.
Oh, thank you, Clay. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Just so you guys know, this guy is a very, very, very funny comic. He is actually, we finally got him out on the road a little bit more. He's a talent that needs to be seen. Great writer. And I had the pleasant weekend with him, watching him on stage this last Saturday. And you did a great job, buddy. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had fun being on the road with you. It was fun being in such a weird place.
Yeah. What did you actually think of that?
Well, weird's the wrong word. I've never been into a town that's so small that when I was asking everybody if they were worried about driving home drunk, they said, no, there's only one cop in the whole county, and it's her brother. He's not They said that. That was real. They said he's patrolling Route 80 tonight so that we can all get home safe. Otherwise, he would have to arrest his family. So he decided not to patrol where his family was.
Yeah. Wow. That was that. Have you ever been in a place like that before? I mean,
I have been to small towns. Both my parents are from small towns, but that was the smallest town I'd ever been to. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, understand, working in those, for the Comedy Blast, which we actually, he worked for the Comedy Blast, which is my new company. And like I said, he's one of the first guys I tried to come and get because he's hilarious. But understand, most of our gigs are like that. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's
Yeah, I've done a couple of gigs for you already, and they're all like that. And I got to tell you, I love it. It's so fun because the audience is completely invested. It's a huge deal for them because they've been saving up and they get babysitting and they come out and they're ready to party.
Yeah,
I don't think I've never done comedy to more receptive audiences than these road gigs I've done with you. It's great.
Yeah, the crowds are definitely amazing. Like I said, they're A room crowds, which is awesome for people, like me and you, are just, good talent out there and not able to a lot of times get in front of those great crowds like we actually deserve. So that's why I had to get you out on the road to see what it actually is out, like out there.
Yeah, it's such a far cry from the D.C. crowds I'm used to, and I love the Baltimore and the Philly crowd, but the road crowds, yeah, book me for as many as those as you want. I'll take them. That was fun.
Great. Now let me ask you a question. Considering that you do most of your comedy regularly, where in the D.C. area or what?
I do a lot of stuff. Well, I live in the Maryland, D.C. area, and I run a room every Friday night in Bethesda, Maryland, called Smoke Barbecue. It's just a little barbecue joint, and it's not even it's a workout room for comics. It's literally a place where you can just go and hash out material. We put as many comics as that show up. We allow the comedians, we let them know this is a safe environment to try anything. So it's a great workout room. And I do a lot of comedy on a weekly basis in either Baltimore, Maryland. I've gone to Philly a few times, and I'm starting to branch out into New Jersey and New York. But I, to be honest with you, I've gone from being a stay-at-home dad to I just want to be a traveling comic.
Yeah,
and my wife has changed the work schedule so that I can do that. So she's even on my side. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without the love and support of my family.
That's outstanding. I mean, considering, my situation, it's good to actually hear, that people are making it work. just don't get a basement. That's all I'm saying. That's just try to stay away from that. Now, how long have you been doing, stand up? I know that, but I want the crowd to hear what you have to say.
I think I'm going into my 6th year. I think this is my 5th or 6th year. I started at the end of 2009. In December of 2009 is when the first time I went up. First time I got
What made you actually, decide you wanted to try this? You know what I mean? What made you, and when I mean try it, I mean actually go out there and try to do like the road, like what you just did this last weekend. What made you, what gave you the heat, the want to do that?
That was one of my goals when I first started doing this. I had a 5-year plan in mind where by the 5th year in, if I'm on the road or doing colleges, that seemed to me like an attainable goal. I could be good enough and have enough material that I could be doing those things. And I haven't booked the college gigs yet, but I am achieving success to where I'm doing 30-minute sets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's becoming more and more normal for me to do 30-minute sets, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of time for
the 5, the 10, and the 15-minute set. The 30-minute set is a lot more fun because you can create a story arc. You can create a point of view that they follow along with. It's a bigger and better relationship with the audience.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. One thing I saw that you were doing that I haven't seen you in a minute, and it was great to see how much you have grown since the last time that I've seen you. And I saw, you
together
actually
about 2 years ago, I think, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, over a year, was it?
I want to say it was at least 2. At least 2. And I had never done anything more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and you were one of the first people that gave me the courage to say, no, you can do this. I see it. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. When I saw you do a longer set, it was didn't you middle for me with Wayne's old room?
You were the first person I ever middled for ever over in Wayne's.
Oh, wow.
At Comedy Club in Gaithersburg.
That's right, in Gaithersburg.
I showed up to be the host, and something happened with the middle guy, and Wayne looked at me and he said, "You're the middle tonight." And I said, "Really?" And then you came over to me and said, "Yeah, you're the middle. You'll be fine. You're a headliner. You just don't know it yet." That's what you said.
Well, honestly, you've definitely proven that I was right beyond my knowing. To tell you the truth, though, because I've seen you grow to do 30 minutes as solidly as you did it. I was a proud papa. I was sitting there very excited.
I like to have fun with the audience. I like to just try and be in the moment as much as possible, even though a lot of my jokes I write crowd work jokes a lot of the times just to try and make it fun, but at the same time there's a level of improv that I'll throw in there I like to write on the stage a lot. It feels freeing to me.
Now, see, I totally agree with that. A lot of my stuff I'll actually write, at work, or I don't even realize it's material until I hear somebody laugh. Then all of a sudden I go, wow, okay, that's something I need to, expand on, on stage. And do you do that?
I do. I'll take a premise and my wife is a really good writing partner. I'll bounce ideas off of her, and sometimes she gives me ideas, and I'll say, I think that's from your point of view, from your perspective. And she says, well, think about it, see if you can't twist it into your perspective. And a lot of times it works. This past weekend, I threw something in for the first time that I'd never done before. I had to make a
Which
point
one was that?
When I joked about my wife and I sleep in separate bedrooms, and now we got so much rest, we don't have stupid fights anymore. And I gave an example of the stupid fights by talking about how I open up a bag of chips and then I get hit over the head with a chip clip, and your woman screaming at you, use the chip clip, I'm sick of stale chips. And I heard every woman in that room applauded when I said that.
Yep.
And
that's actually a really brilliant bit.
Yeah, that was something my wife had brought to the bit. She's like, because we had that argument one night when we were not sleeping. I opened up a bag of chips, went to put them away. She comes screaming at me, holding the chip clip, screaming, chip clip, use that chip clip. And I'm just staring at her like she's an interesting little monster. I was like, what's going on here? So you take those tensions into real life, and then to be able to transfer them to the stage, because they're real tension of a real couple, we're not the only people who have these stupid fights. And it was fun to see that relatable.
Yeah, it's always great. I mean, I never thought that I would be
an artist. Like I look at I look at a person like you and see, you know, the way that you write, and see the stuff that you come up with, and I could see the art form in it. You know, and with me, I have to. Yeah, no problem. For me to watch somebody like you like perform and then see you make an art form out of it reminds me that even though in my mind it's not an art in my mind I don't think it's art, but I go no it is because you know I'm creating like this guy's creating. You know, so it inspires me.
That's right. Art is subjective. That's why everybody can be an artist because it reaches somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love watching your art. You let them know your whole gimmick is you're my family. It's not a gimmick. Your whole deal is it's my family. You're all part of the family. And by the end of the show, they are literally your family.
I like to think I can do that. You know what I mean? And hopefully
we were out till 4 a.m. and they were buying us drinks all night. They couldn't spend enough money on us from doing comedy that they had to spend more money on us out in a bar. That's an example of how much, you know, I've never felt like a rock star before my entire life. And I still don't feel like I was a rock star because they weren't blowing me. But that's not what I want. I wasn't looking for that. At the same time, that was an amazing. It really fed the ego. I can see why the road gigs are addictive. It really strokes your ego. It makes you feel like, yeah, I'm a comedian. This is what I do. I had a huge self-accomplishment coming home.
You are totally right about those type of gigs being addictive. I remember when I first, you know, started doing them, and honestly, I mean, I'm not talking bad about DC comedy, but I'm going to and say this: doing the road for me. I asked myself, why am I even doing the DC stuff? There's no reason. I'm not learning anything. I'm not getting any better. Why do I need DC?
It's not your cup of tea, like I said, and I don't think it's my cup of tea either because I think DC comedy has its own tier, has its own groups, its own cliques, and all those comedians are great. All the comedians that I see out there running those rooms and doing those rooms, they're all great. I've just never felt like I was a part of those rooms other than, yeah, he's funny, let's let him perform. But I never, you know, and there are a few comics. There's a handful of comics that I have made brotherhoods out of. They know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk all the time. We text all the time. We bump each other's jokes up all the time. Those good friendships that I've made are nice. But like I said, it's when I go into a DC room and I talk about my wife and kids, it falls flat because no one's married. No one has kids. They don't want to hear it.
And also, I think and this is my opinion, and you tell me, you know, how you feel about it. But I also feel, like I said, when I say, you know, DC comedy, what I'm saying is the whole atmosphere, not even the comics. There's a lot of talent here in this area, but it's like you can't really grow as a comic because it's like on the road, you actually talk to real people who you would be, like real America. You know what I mean? This is real America. DC, to me, as dirty as you have to be on stage, I hear a lot of these jokes that these comics are doing, and I go, where else are you going to go with that? Besides here.
Right.
Now, you know, now
I've
that you've been working,
DC comics that are really good, and they're so used to performing to hipsters that when you put them in front of real people, they fall flat. And
exactly.
Then they realize, oh, this is myself. Oh, I need to get through this to grow. And then it clicks. I always knew that you needed to go on the road to get better. Like the set I did for you the other night, I had a blast doing that set, and it was so fun. And the audience allowed me to get really dirty. They wanted me dirty. So I didn't get vulgar. I didn't get vulgar, but I was filthier than I normally would be. But at the same time, the writing is there that you can just turn the filth off, and the jokes are still structured, and they're still there.
Exactly. I totally.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I've been doing other road work too, and I've been going other places, and I'm finding that it's very similar experiences when you go to places that don't always get a comedy show.
Yeah, those are the best, and that's actually where you see how funny you actually are.
Yeah,
because you know there was a ton of stuff that I did on stage that I've never done before. You know what I mean? That I knew was funny, and I knew I could go ahead and try it. because because you're feeling out the crowd, and then you're like, okay, well, they're going to let me go in this direction. I'm going to keep going in this direction until I can feel that it's over, the thought is over, and then I'll bring it back into the other material.
It is very freeing. It's a very freeing experience. I agree with you 100%. And if you ever get those opportunities, if they're going to let us do morning radio to try and plug up the show and stuff, I don't have a problem getting into town early and doing stuff like that. I think it would help.
Yeah, if we could do that, I definitely would. I'll definitely talk to the the different areas and see if they'll allow us to do that, or if that's a possibility. But yeah, it should. I mean, consider it's so small, so.
Well, I was talking to the owner of the inn that we stayed in, and he told me that the rooms were donated to the Firehouse as part of their charity event. They donated the rooms that you and I stayed in, and in exchange they gave them a bunch of tickets. So even the Firehouse is still able to raise money for their functions and still pay us, and we got to stay in a nice room. And I imagine they even barter with the morning radio people too.
Oh wow! Okay.
And how you can promote like that.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, and I'm definitely look into that next time.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a great time. I had a blast. You can't take that back. I came home, told my wife all about it. She's sitting there laughing. She's like, "Well, this is your dream. You're a road comic now." And I said, "I know. I'm looking forward to it."
Yeah, exactly. All right, Mike. Well, I'm going to let you go, man. But I want to thank you for, like I said, being a guest, dude. And
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
a lot.
Keep doing what you're doing. I actually do enjoy, watching you. And if anybody wants to see Mike and hear anything more about Mike, where can they go to actually see you or get your stuff online?
I'm at Mike Black's World on Twitter, and and also I'm getting ready to change my website. But right now it's MikeBlacksWorld.com. I'm going to transfer everything over to Mike Reed. Mike Black's my name, and I'm in that name change cycle.
But I do appreciate it, Mike. I just want to let everybody know, like I said, this guy is great. Find him online as while you can, I should say, for free, because this guy's getting ready to blow up, and I really do look forward to seeing what you do with this comedy thing, man.
Thank you, Clay. I appreciate it. We'll blow up together.
Okay, well, look, I want to thank you guys for coming out to the inaugural show of Clay Time in the Basement. I should be doing these every week, once a week. I try to get them out there as soon as I get them done. I'm going to try to shoot them out, so I'm going to get it out there. You can find me on Twitter, Clay Time in the Basement. It's Clay T Basement. You can find me that way, all one word. You can also find me on Facebook, Clay Time in the Basement. Really easy, just Clay Time in the Basement. You can actually also find me on YouTube and just do a search for Clay Miles.
So now it's time to put out your cigars, walk back into your homes, put those destructive opinions back in your emotional lockboxes, and put your politically correct mask back on. Plausible denial is recommended, and good alibis are suggested. If called upon to testify in a congressional hearing, I don't know you, and you don't know me. If walking these fine lines appeals to you, find him on Twitter at Clay T Basement and Facebook page Clay Time in Basement Podcast Show. Thanks for listening. Go take a bath. You need to wash this off.